Hello, Hepper Horsham. I hope you're enjoying your time in your cave with your guitar. And I'm just going to give you something that will hopefully start to crystallize some of the things that we're talking about in the major pentatonic scale, which is this scale at this location, or in this formation, I should say, in that we're at the position 5 here, the 5th fret, and just making this shape of a major pentatonic, which goes with this E-shaped chord, taking the root here, which is, as you know, since you know the E string, all the notes, that's an A note, and I've just taken this E formation and just moving that down F sharp, G sharp, till I hit A. And we're going to be playing the 1-4-5 progression. And if you look at your handouts, you'll see the 1-4-5 progression in the key of A, which we're playing in, is an A, a D, and an E. So here are the chords that we're going to play. We're going to play the A major, and a D in this formation, which is built on a string 5 root, which is a D note. Here's the string 5 notes: A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D. So string 5 is, at fret 5 is a D. And you know that because it's the same note as string 4 open. That's how you tune the guitar. So we have an A chord with an E shape, a D chord with an A shape. Here's the A shape, like this. That A shape, if we move it down, we have A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D here at the 5th fret. And you know that because if this shape follows a D root up here, you've got yourself a D chord. For the E, we're going to play an E in a C shape that's moved from C up here, but I'm going to play a 7th, which is putting my finger 2 strings below where I have my ring finger down on the root, which is a C in this location, and 2 strings down is the 7th of this C. You would know that if you know that this relationship between a C here and the C an octave higher is 2 strings down and 2 back, as we talk about frequently. And if you move this higher note, which is down on string 3, if you move that, you have a B and then a B flat, which is the 7th, the dominant 7th of a C chord. And there you have it. Anywhere I move this, if I move this down, don't play strings 1 and 6, and I have a C sharp, a D, D sharp, and then an E. So there's the E. We have these chords A, D, and E7. So you're just going to play one little riff throughout this with one change. You probably you may have encountered in videos correctly, I might add, that you really, when you get to the 4 chord, you really should switch from you really should switch to a different to a different scale than the if you're playing everything in the A major pentatonic, which we're doing here. That A major pentatonic is on strings 1 and 2 are these notes, which is string, working this down, which is string 1 fret 5, string 1 fret 7, string 2 fret 5, string 2 fret 7. So you have this nice little house formation that we talked about over the summer. So we're just going to use these four notes to just play, to just get you started in, well, how can I start to take leads or play solos? And when you go through a chord progression that I'll give you in a second of 1, 4, 5. You can just use this one. Now I'm on the 5th chord there. So keep that in mind. I mean, this works through the entire progression. It's a good way just to get you started and maybe get you exploring a little. It should get you exploring a little. Just on these notes down here, you can do a lot. And remember, visualize this, that you're at the bottom of this major pentatonic scale right here. We still got all this up above and everything that it connects to, and in this direction and in the direction down the guitar. So, but right now we're just going to focus right on here, just to get you started on something that you might be able to do when you have little guitar get-togethers. You want to play this. And to the 4 chord, to the A chord, to the E chord, to the A chord, A, to the D, to the D now, back to the A, and then to the E, which is the 5, and then to the A to finish. And what you'd be playing against that is just that one little riff. That is, bend this up to that flat 3rd right here. That's bend string 6, the B note at string 6, or string 1, excuse me, fret 7, and release it, bend up, release, come back to string 1, fret 5, and then up to string 2, fret 7, and finish off back at that nice solid A root. Okay? See, now I'm on the 4, but you see I played the same thing. Why? I'll tell you why right now, is that if you play the scale for D right at this juncture right here, you have a D at string 3, fret 7, and the accompanying shape for that is this shape. So you notice that when you play that, you have the D shape is contained. It contains the very same notes that you're playing on string 1 and 2 for the A scale. So although you don't have a D, you don't have the D tonic in this A major scale. Check that out yourself. I won't lengthen the video. Just tell you, check out that you don't. There is no D. You can see it when I start right here at string 6, fret 5, string 6, fret 7, string 5, fret 4. That's the 3rd. There is no 4th. I skip right over that 4th. So there is no D in that scale, no tonic solid sound to land on when you get to that D chord. But the other 2 notes of a D chord are an F sharp that you have at string 2, fret 7, and an A at string 1, fret 5. So if you stay on those notes, you can get by on just using those notes without the tonic note for playing this. Just get you started. So you would have now to the 4 chord, and I want you to hear those changes. Now I'm going to go back to the 1 chord. Excuse me. Now I'm going to go to the 5 chord, and that is an E chord, and you have an E right here. It's string 2, fret 5, and that's what you want to land on. You're just going to finish off this, do the very same thing till you get to this F sharp, and then go back to the tonic for the E chord, string 2, fret 5, and then finish off, but when you go back to the A chord. So if I played that just as a little exercise for you to play the chord and hear that chord, it's really nice to play this, although you can put it on a looper. You can play a little track. I put it here for you. I know a lot of you don't have loopers, so you can play it against a chordal track, rhythm track, or you can, I suggest also, importantly, maybe more importantly, to play it with the chords, to come back to the chords. Play it slowly. See, I'm going to the chord. Now to an D chord. The 5 chord, the 7 chord, that's an E chord. Okay, and I'll try that. I put a little track here if my computer has not given in. So, where are we here? So, A, D, back to the A, to the E, and to the A. So let's try that, and you can. I encourage you to make that yourself, and to try to make that little track yourself, and then play against it. And then you can just explore around there. Any way that you want to that way, and I won't get into that because I just want you to just learn that one little lick, play against it, and once you have that down, then I didn't do anything else but on strings 1 and 2, and you get that just by playing and fooling around with it. By the way, as I told Matt and Dave last night, anytime you have these two apart, well, it's fair game in between. You can find a lot of off notes there that sound nice just as passing tones. You don't want to land on them, but they sound nice as a passing tone. That type of stuff, just use that as a passing tone, and you'll have a lot of fun. You may never emerge from your man cave or female cave or whatever. So give that a try and have fun with it. I will try to send this, just that little backing track. Make one yourself. I'd rather have you do that. Try to play them together so that you're not just going. You have you actually have 3 beats to fill there with nothing happening. So try to do it with the chord, And And that'll give you the sense of when the chord changes come in. And that's the most important thing, is to know when that chord changes. Because if you're on the wrong notes when the chord changes, it's not a good outcome. So I'll see you in the next one. Keep playing, have a good time. Stay safe.